afternoon, everyone. This is Peter Dew from Corporate Communications Experts. Today I want to talk to you about being influential and influence. And as we do more and more online meetings, more and more online webinars, learning, conversations, the ability to be influential is more important. We don't have that face-to-face interaction. The non-verbal communication is lessened via the video. So influential conversations, being influential, are more important. Influential or being influential is how you build trust. It's how you build relationships. It's how you demonstrate the long-term advantages. And it helps you to reduce pushback from new ideas, from moving forward. So Harvard University describes 4 sources of power in terms of being influential. The first one is your position. So generally as a boss, you have the position and you can ask people to do things. I don't use positional power as a source of influence all the time. There's other ways to influence. The other one is your emotional influence. You're invested in the message, you're invested in the product, you're invested in the story, and your emotion helps get the buy-in. The other one is the expert influence, expert power. At the moment, when we're watching TV and listening to updates on COVID-19, there are those experts out there. They're not very emotional. They're not Prime Minister. They're sharing their expertise and their knowledge, and so we follow and we listen. When a doctor gives you an advice, he's not your boss. He's not emotionally attached to you generally, but he's giving you advice based on his expertise. And the other way of influencing is non-verbal communication. And over the online platform, you need to use your voice and your eye contact. The gestures, the hands, unless I'm standing up, are a little bit more limited. You need to use a credible voice when you want to be influential. To get buy-in and to build trust, maybe you need to be more approachable with your voice, a softer, a little bit more intonation in your voice. The use of pause at those appropriate times to allow people to cognitively process what you've just said. So these are 4 sources of influence. If we cast our mind back to Jacinta Ardern and the time of crisis 12 months ago in New Zealand, she spoke to the New Zealand people. She united the New Zealand people, the Muslim community, via her emotional power, her emotional intelligence. Absolutely brilliant use of emotional influence. Then a few days later in Parliament, she moved to her position as Prime Minister and she spoke about repealing gun laws, stopping this tragedy from ever happening again, the shooting of lives by removing guns from the community. This was her speaking from her position. So Jacinta Ardern was able to move from emotional influence to positional influence. So your influence matters when you're on online meetings. Sometimes you need to use your positional power in health and safety. In stop work, anyone can call a stop work if it's unsafe. That's a position. Emotional power, your expertise power. Do you need to develop? Do you need to borrow expertise to put a way forward, a new idea? And make sure your non-verbal influence, your non-verbal communication is congruent, aligned with the influential message. This is Peter Dew. Bye for now.